Hello, BNK friends. This is Vince Ray with HBK here. Today I'm going to show you how you can control the Berlin Care, the BNK 9640 turntable with a computer. Just to let you know, I'm using a NI GPIB to USB interface. That's the one we recommend to use with the turntable. When you have that GPIB to USB from NI, you can download the NI Max application, which has all kind of good stuff in it. I'm going to start it here real quick. Um, and that big application here has a little application that is very useful to send command to the controller. And the first thing you need to do here on that NI Max app is to go to the device and interfaces, and typically I will double click it. It will scan all the NI instrument I have connected to my PC, and I see that I've got a GPIB to USB HS. That's my stuff that is plugged into the controller. So I'm going to open that, and actually I can expand this. There's another instrument here, and this is actually the specific setup for my GPIB to USB devices here. So you can notice that the primary address is set to 21, and that's the address I'm using on the BNK controller. And if you recall, or if you haven't seen it, to get the primary address from the controller, you have to click the Start button on the front panel of the controller and power on the controller, right? And you'll see a list of all parameters, and the IP address will show up right there. Okay, but what I would like to show you is how you can interact with the controller via this interface. And National Instrument provide an application called Communicate with Instrument, which looks like this little app here. Where you can select or send a string. So you can say, well, turn ABS space, and you can. So now I'm going to use the absolute mode of the turn of the controller, and I'm going to specify an angle. So I'm going to say 10 degrees. I'm going to say right. So now it's sending the command to the controller. In order to activate the command, I have to send right. I have to send start. Here we go. So the turntable just moved by 10 degrees here. So this is very convenient. I could use now a relative motion or relative positioning, and I just have to write that and click start. So now it moved again, move it again, move it again. All right, so this application is very, very simple. I like it. It's still, it's fairly friendly, I would say. You can have it running here on the side, while you're collecting your data. But I'm going to show you something else that may be even more useful. NI has an application that is written in C#. So with all the source code just to interact with the turntable directly. This could be very useful. So I'm going to show you this, and next I'm going to show you the VB Visual Basic application I made, even simpler application I made to control the turntable. All right, I'm back to my computer here, and I'm going to show you, the under the NI folder here, National Instruments. You can get an example. It's called NI Visa Examples of source code written in .NET. So there's a bunch of examples available here. Simple read and write, and it's written in C#. but you can start the application, and I will show you what you can do with that. So that's another alternative to the previous application I showed you with the NI Max software. But now you have access to the source code, so you can modify the GUI if you like. It's very powerful. All right, so I'm gonna start it, and now I'm with that C# application. So the first thing is open session, and I've got a list of GPIB that got returned to me. The one I'm going to use here is this address 21 here. So this is the resource, the device, the NI device I'm going to use. All right, so now we're good here, and now you just have to type in, your command, really -10. So right, and I'm going to start. And the turntable just moved by 10 degrees. All right, now it's back to home here. All right, so this is a very simple application. Again, you got the source code, so feel free to modify it. Now I'm going to show you my VB application that I put together. All right, so in Visual Basic, I created a minimalist application, which is hopefully is clear enough, but I just want to give you some comments about it. So this is how it looks like. Here's the GUI. The GUI is very simple. I've got a list box, a text box, another text box, button, and close. All right. So this is fairly similar to the C# example provided with the NI Max software. But here I'm gonna go through and explain the code here. So in order to control this NI GPIB to USB, NI provide couple DLLs. One is called National Instrument.Visa, and then the IV here. And so in order to import them, you need to first of all to reference them in this section here under the project menu, add reference, and you have to browse typically, and browse and get them. So you can see the path here. They're located under program files, IVI Foundation, Visa, Microsoft.NET, and the National Instrument Visa, right? So this is a must-have. Once you have referenced them, you can import them in your code here. And there's a couple objects I'm dealing with here. There's one called RM Session, which is a resource manager. And there's an MB Session, which is used as a message-based session, right? So let me explain the concept and the logic behind this. So when I start the application, I'm going to be under this load section here. And I'm creating a new object called RM Session, right? And then in this RM Session, I want to find all my ASRL, GPIB, TCP/IP, USB. So you can see here, I could remove some of the stuff I don't need here, but this is the example I got from C#. I didn't touch that. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to list all the items that I found with this RM Session thing. .find. Okay. So this is how I get this list populated here. Okay. The next thing, the workflow here, I need to select a item in my list. So I'm going to double click it, or click it actually. Right, where am I here? Oh, here we go. Double click. So I'm on the list box, double click here. And the first thing I'm going to do here is to put on my text box 1, which is here. This is my text box 1. The selected item on my list, right? So this is where I select the B&K turntable with the address 21 in my case here. And I'm going to put that in the text box, so it's going to be very clear. And I'm creating this object called RM session, which is the new resource manager. Notice that it's declared above here, right? Okay, and then I'm going to do a try, and I'm going to open that device through that RM session .open here. Okay. So this is what I'm doing when I double-click the item. And then next, I'm going to, I can type in any command I want here, but I've got some code associated with a write. And when I do a write, I'm going to use this command here. So mbsession.raw.io.write. And I'm specifying the text2.text, which is basically my command line, which I have here, right? So this is where I'm going to do a turn underscore ABS 10 degrees, for example. And so write will take that, and you know, once you've done that, you know, and you'll be able to move that turntable with a start, you know. So I'm going to try and demonstrate that in a minute. And then after, the last thing I have associated with code here is the close button. And close, I'm just disposing the MB session object there. So you know, if I reopen it later, there's no conflict. So it's very simple. It works that way. I'm here. I have a list of GPIB. I could make the list a little shorter here, but you know, that's the one I'm going to use. I know my B&K, again, my B&K controller is set on GPIB address 21, and here's my command line. So I'm going to say turn ABS 10 degrees. So I'm going to write that. And next is I'm going to do start. Right. And the turntable will just move by 10 degrees. So you know, you can use that, and then closing the object. You know, there's a clean close here, and that's it. So you can make and integrate, you know, this piece of code to really interact with the turntable, and it's you know, it's very simple. There's not a lot of line of code here, and everything is pretty well handled by those two references here. So, you know, that should be fairly simple to do. All right, I hope you appreciated that presentation. If you have any comments, you know, or if you need a copy of that application, just you know, send me a message. I'll be happy to send it to you. You know, in the meantime, you know, feel free to contact me via my email address. It's vince.rey, R-E-Y, at hbkworld.com. Thank you much. Bye-bye.